Welcome back to Olson's Garage. My name is Brandon Olson, and I'm here to tell you, in my opinion, which is better, Teflon paste or Teflon tape. Stay tuned to find out. So, I have been a heavy equipment mechanic for around 7 years now. And I've been a field mechanic for 5 years, just about. And when I was in school, I was always told to use the paste. No matter what you're doing, use the paste. It's less messy, which is arguable. And then there isn't as much of a potential of getting any debris or any of the leftover tape into any system that you're working on. Especially like hydraulic systems, you don't want any of that tape floating in there and potentially not sealing valves or anything along that line. That opinion very quickly changed the first time that I got a leak from using the paste. Because with the paste, I have an example over here. So if I were to use the paste in here, and this had any oil residue on it, or if this had any oil residue in here, no matter how tight you got it, no matter what you did, this will always leak. Whether it's air or oil, this will always leak. So that's where the tape comes in wonderfully when you're using it in the field, especially if things can't be perfectly clean. You spray brake clean on it, it's still leaking. Tape is definitely the way to go, because you can just wrap it around, crank it tight. It'll 9 times out of 10 work just fine. I have yet to have a huge failure from just using this. This is cheaper, it's easier to use, your hands don't get all gooey. I highly recommend just using the Teflon tape. One thing to keep in mind about the Teflon tape is you always want to wrap it so that when you're tightening it, it doesn't unwind. This is something that I still mess up, but it definitely matters, because you will have a failure right away if you don't wrap it the right way. This tape is a little bit too big, but it'll work for what I'm using it for. Because when you know the rules, you're allowed to break them, right?
So I never explained what I was building. In the vise, I have a T. That T will be installed onto my air compressor. I'm going to be running a hose from the air compressor to the workbench. And then the T is going to allow me to be able to plug in another air hose closer to the compressor. Eventually I'd like to put a hose reel on that board on the top left of the screen there. That'll allow me to be able to run an air hose out to the driveway if I have to work on something out there, or just for easy use, filling up a tire or anything along that line. This next section is going to be a sped up version of the hose install.
Okay, so overall that was pretty successful. I built a T for here, so that I can run, if I want to run this hose, if I'm working out here doing stuff, or if I'm over by the workshop, I had this hose plumbed in. We have that going up, running across there, running all the way over here. And then we have it tucked back there, and it works out perfect, so you don't have to tie anything up. Just run across there to that board there, and then we got air at our workbench, which will eventually be clean. But I think this was pretty successful. We'll try and edit some of this stuff up, and welcome to my garage.